I refused to have a relationship with my stepdaughter after 13 years of rejection and insults. When I met my husband Jake, his daughter Gabby was 13 years old. I was 31 and genuinely excited about being part of their family. I tried everything to connect with her. I offered to take her shopping, to paint her nails, to watch movies together on weekends. But Gabby made it crystal clear I wasn't welcome. She'd roll her eyes whenever I walked into a room and tell me straight to my face that I was just temporary. When Jake asked why she didn't like me, she'd just shrug and say she didn't need to explain herself. When Jake and I got married 2 years later, Gabby became slightly more civil but still kept her distance. The worst part was when she looked me dead in the eye and said, "I already have a mom, I don't need another one." After that, she barely came to our house anymore. Things got even worse as she got older. When Gabby graduated high school, she told Jake I wasn't allowed to come to her graduation ceremony. She said if I showed up, she'd cut him out of her life completely. So I stayed home and sent her $200 instead. The same thing happened at her wedding 3 years ago. Jake had to choose between his daughter and his wife, so I told him to go alone. I watched him get ready in his best suit while I stayed home with our 2 kids, pretending it didn't hurt that I wasn't welcome at such an important moment. For 13 years, I dealt with this treatment. I bit my tongue when she made snide comments about our house being too small or our vacations being boring compared to what her mom could afford. I smiled when she'd talk about her real family like Jake and I were just roommates. Then 6 months ago, her mom died suddenly from cancer. A few weeks later, my phone started ringing. It was Gabby, calling almost every week. At first, I thought maybe someone was in the hospital or there was an emergency, so I'd answer. But she just wanted to chat, to ask how I was doing, to tell me about her day, like we were old friends catching up. I started ignoring the calls because honestly, I didn't trust her motives. The breaking point came at Thanksgiving. Gabby was visiting and tried to corner me in the kitchen. She goes, "We should really talk more. I've been trying to call you." I looked at her and said, "I'm not really interested in a conversation. It's probably going to end with you insulting me like always, and I don't have time for that." I grabbed my kids and went to my mom's house for the rest of the day. When I got home, Jake was furious. He demanded to know why I left and why I wasn't answering Gabby's calls. I told him that after 13 years of being treated like garbage, I was done trying to have a relationship with her. Jake said she was trying to make amends now that her mom was gone and she needed a mother figure. I reminded him of her exact words from years ago. She told me she already has a mom and doesn't need another one. Well, now I don't need a stepdaughter who spent over a decade making my life miserable. He called me petty and said I should forgive her, but I'm done. I gave her 13 years of chances to treat me like family, and she chose to reject me every single time. Now that she's lost her real mom and wants a replacement, I'm supposed to forget everything and welcome her back with open arms? Not happening.